Here we go. You ready to go? Yes. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Oh, my goodness. What do you want to do now? Okay, let's sing. We're going to do it. We're going to sing. Okay.
Do we like to stand and get in the groove? We're going to sing about spirit and nature. Please join us.
Huh? Yeah. It's a good sounding cotto. Okay. Spirit and nature dancing together. 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 Oh, spirit and nature dancing together. Together. Spirit and nature dancing together. Spirit and nature dancing. Spirit and nature dancing. Spirit and nature dancing. Spirit and nature dancing together. Spirit and nature. Spirit. Slow it down. Nature. Oh, yeah. Spirit.
Dancing together.
Together. Let's do that one more time.
Yeah.
Okay. Spirit. That's the inside.
What?
Nature. That's the outside. Spirit. Yeah, baby, baby. Nature. Oh, now spirit.
Dancing together. Here we go. Spirit and nature
Dancing together. Spirit and nature dancing together. Spirit and nature dancing together. Spirit and nature dancing together. Spirit and nature dancing together.
Oh yeah. Spirit and nature
Dancing together.
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 Spirit and nature dancing together. Dancing together.
You rocked it.
Are we grooving? We're grooving. That was funky, cool. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Bob Hardy.
And my name is Dana, and hi out there. And welcome to our service, and you guys out there too. We're happy to have you here. Oh, we want to greet, that's what I was trying to do. We want to greet and bless everyone. Sorry. who's watching online. Your presence definitely adds to our spiritual community, and we are grateful that you are with us. Thank you for joining us.
All right, please join me in welcoming our very special, fun featured musicians, Narayan and Janet. Yeah. The Love Bus, yeah. Thank you for sharing your music with us today. And they will have a merch table on the patio after the service, so please stop by and say hello on the courtyard. They'll be out there.
Big sale on our digital bundle.
Big sale, all right.
Who doesn't like a sale? Reverend Kristen will deliver today's message entitled Spiritual Pondering on the Bath. And I have to give a quick, I didn't realize I was doing this today. I thought it was coffee today. And these are borrowed glasses, so I'm struggling. But I'm doing my best.
So you found them in the Lost and Found. How serendipitous is that? All right. It all flows. It all is working, right?
Yes.
Okay. You ready? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So before we begin, I invite you to turn your cell phones to silent as we enjoy this time together. Thank you.
And let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Maywalk and Olant. Bay Miwok, sorry. I told you. And Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today, and we are grateful for those who were stewards of this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And our vision in the world is, and please let's say this together,
We envision
of the spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
And our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. And our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
Okay. And I invite the ushers to please stand. And if you're with us for the first time, please, we're so happy that you're here. Welcome. And if you feel comfortable doing so, please stand so that we may give you a welcome. Oh, raise your hand. Sorry.
Just raise the hand. If you're brand new, raise your hand, and the ushers will bring you a welcome packet.
Right. And in addition to the information about Unity in this welcome packet, it includes a $10 coupon that you can use to attend a class or other event at Unity. And we are so welcome that you join. We are so happy that you're here, and please know that you're very welcome. And we invite you to visit our welcome center or bookstore or coffee across the patio after the service to receive a gift, and we hope you'll stay and visit with us and after the service and get to know us.
All right. And the coffee's really good because Dana made the coffee this morning. Double duty, yes. Connection cards are available in the newcomer welcome packets as well as in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone with this card. You may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week. I had one here, didn't I?
Oops, there it is. And you may also share feedback or request information. And please place your card in the basket with the offering. And for those of you viewing online, connection cards are available in the Watch Live page of our website.
And we have several highlights of activities this week.
Okay, excuse me. Join us for this special film screening of Miriam, a Woman of Bethlehem, with writer and director Victoria Rue, sorry. It looks like an L. Next Sunday, March 29th at 2 p.m. This powerful program features 2 films exploring the faith, resilience, and stories of the Palestinian women through the figures of Mother Mary, honored in both Christian and Muslim traditions. After the screening, Victoria will share insights and lead a question and answer conversation. Don't miss this meaningful afternoon of film, storytelling, and dialogue. And you can save $10 by registering online at the Unity bookstore or on Sunday mornings preceding this event, which will also benefit Mecca, Middle East Children's Alliance.
All right. Sounds like a great event next weekend. And mark your calendars for Unity's Good Friday service, combined with Be Love on Friday, April 3rd at 7 p.m. Immerse yourself in a sacred evening centered around a theatrical play written by Olivia Roby. I saw Olivia. Oh, she's out there on the patio. This is a fresh and meaningful perspective on the story of the Last Supper and Good Friday, offering a modern interpretation that invites each of us to reflect on this message and to apply it to our own lives. The evening includes communion with metaphysical interpretation and is supported by violin, guitar, vocals, visionary art, and meditation. Joni Olivia Roby, Reverend Kristen, of course, Cindy Tiara, Delia Flores, Jonathan Adelson, and Lisa Snornum Phelps and crew to be loved on this Good Friday. Come open your heart to the deeper meaning of this sacred day and experiencing the power of renewal, surrender, and divine love. And I'm privileged to be part of that, and I just really want to encourage you all to come. It's going to be a great program, Good Friday.
That sounds wonderful. Rise Up, Easter Sunday, is coming soon. Let's celebrate Easter's potential breakthrough. I am so apologetic because these are not exactly right.
Keep going.
Anyway, the breakthrough of human consciousness into glorious aliveness and springtime joy. On Sunday, April 5th, come together. Thank you, on this joyous occasion, including uplifting music. No. Anyway, including uplifting music from the Joyful Hearts Choir, an inspirational message, and an Easter egg hunt for the children.
All right, we're going to have the Easter egg hunt this year. All right, and so as we take a breath and as we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a breath, like I said, and affirming our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Yes. And we begin with a reading, followed by music, guided meditation, and a bit of silence.
In honor of Women's History Month, we remember the poet Mary Oliver with her poem, The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who's eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who's gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
blossoms every day. With love, with love, the path, the way. And peace, and peace, raining over me, you washing over me. In my life, in my
I invite you to take a conscious breath and let yourself drop into your heart space. Just breathing through the heart for a moment. And letting that life breath of spirit that moves through your being cleanse and release anything that might be here. You don't need to know what it is, but if there are feelings or concerns, tension, conflict, anything available, present in your life right now, just know that as you breathe, there is a clearing. The simple and powerful tool of the breath carries the energy of the Holy Spirit, the whole Spirit of love. So releasing and then taking in that life, breath, energy of Spirit. On this second day of spring, we can behold the miracle that every breath we take in that renews us, just like the life all around us is being renewed. That even that breath that we release, that we no longer need, is life for all of our plant kingdom around. So the redwoods and the cypress trees and the flowers breathe now because you just exhaled. And this next breath given to you by them. You might imagine in your mind's eye the infinity sign or the circle of life that you are a part of just by taking a breath. every breath a renewal of every cell in your body, a release of old stuck energy, and a fresh opportunity to see and to experience and to know the spirit of your being, the truth of who you are. So renewing on the in-breath and releasing on the out. Just take a moment as we prepare for our silent time to just follow that breath. Maybe the rise and fall of your chest or expansion and contraction of your belly. I am participating in the circle of life, renewing and releasing. And my favorite tree is renewing and releasing at the same time. And all life thriving because of this breath. And now this one. Let's take a few moments in the silence, letting the breath ground us, center us, renew and release in the silence. And just invite you to add a couple words to your next breath, some truths. I am renewed as you breathe in. And I release what no longer serves as you breathe out. I am renewed. And I release what no longer serves. I am renewed. And so it is.
In my life, in my life, in my life, in my life. It's delicious. I'd like to thank the Shaws for giving me this little frock thing that belonged to Janet Carroll Ryan. And we were like really close to her, so it really feels good to have something that she had on her. I don't want to ever wash it, but of course, I'll wash it. Or hang it out to dry because her vibes are in it.
And the next song, perfect intro, with love and appreciation.
With love, with love, with love and appreciation. With love, with love, with love and appreciation. Love and appreciation. Love with love, with love and appreciation.
I give it to the neighbors, I give it to the trees, I give it to the rain and the cooling breeze. This is our world, let's play together and give gratitude in every kind of weather. When I think of thanking you, it makes me smile. When I'm loving you, it's thankful all the while. No need for judgment, fear or shame. When I let it burn brightly, the gratitude flame. Yeah, the gratitude flame. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn.
We got power, faith, wisdom, and grace. I hold the world in my embrace. I greet this day with love. I greet this moment with a thank you, and I bless you for loving me. Thank you, sweet God. Yeah, 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 yeah. Appreciation, love, love, and appreciation, love, 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 and appreciation.
Well, love and appreciation to you too, Narayan and Janet. Good morning. It's the signal when I get the stool out that we're doing something different, isn't it? Yeah. If you've been around. It's like, is she going to read a story or are we going to do questions and or responses? So a couple times a year, maybe once a year sometimes, we have a different format. where you get to ask questions, spiritual questions. And I don't, of course, have answers for you because the answers are within all of you. But I do have responses. And I actually happened to get a lot of written questions last week. So we'll probably go with these, but I don't know, I want to stay open to the energy. So Mike, stay ready with the mic if we need it. And we might open it up for the floor too. So it's good to be with you all, as always. Happy spring. So my big part of my family is here in the second to last row. My sisters, my nieces, my brother-in-law, of course my wife, Brenly, who read this morning. They all came in for my mom's 90th birthday. I know, sweet, huh? So her birthday was yesterday, March 21st, and all of her life, she has insisted that her birthday is the first day of spring, which sometimes it is, and sometimes it's the 20th. I think this year it was the 20th, but we're not going to tell my mom because spring started yesterday, so happy spring. So, yeah. So the last week and for the series before, we were doing a series on peace building, and we kind of tagged it last week with more on peace, and we were talking about, in part, release of what stands in the way. And one of those things that we touched on was shame. And a couple people came up to me afterwards. One person like, oh, shame is a huge subject. Like, we could do a whole thing on it. And somebody else said, thank you for talking about shame. So there's actually a question about peace and a question about shame, which I think is a nice connector, bridge from where we've been. And the first one is, what is spiritual peace? And how do you fully bring it into your heart, mind, and spirit? So it's an interesting question, because peace, we could say peace is peace, right? But I like that they said, what is spiritual peace? Because there is a different kind of feel to spiritual peace. It does have a deepening kind of feeling. It's a connection to the presence. And so how do we get there? Paul called it the peace that passes all understanding. And so it's this, that there is something a little bit different because we're talking about a peace that is permeating the universe, that is available to us even in the midst of what might not look like peace. So if we're just, operating from the human conscious level of mind and the physical space, we might say, well, there's no peace here, there's conflict, there's war. But spiritual peace knows that there's peace, even in the midst of whatever it is, because it's something that we can connect with within ourselves and even with each other and from the allness around us. So, the second part of the question, how do you fully bring it into your heart, mind, and spirit? Well, for each of us, it will be different things, right, that bring us a sense of that peace. I think, though, for a lot of us, I'm going to guess, I know this is really true for me, and I'm going to guess for you too, that when we pause from the busyness of mind, the busyness of our day, of the doingness, of the busyness of thinking, that we can access that peace a little bit easier. So it's in the conscious breath that we practice during the meditation. It's in the times that we pause. And so how that looks for you might be very different. I mean, you could be aware and pausing even while you're talking, even while you're moving. It's just how we kind of, where was your consciousness? Is it just hooked into whatever is happening on the outside and whatever you're thinking? Or are you also aware of something bigger? This is why meditation is so powerful as a practice, because it gets us to disconnect from that constant hook in to thinking my thoughts are it. This is the reality. This is what we're living with, And instead, when we meditate, it's like, oh, I can watch a thought move by. I can notice a thought arise. I can notice a feeling arise. So who's noticing? What is that that's noticing? It's a presence, right? It's a presence, a witness. And so we can move into that kind of witness space. And when we do that, I think we do feel a fullness of peace in heart and mind and spirit. So on to shame. The question is, I know, big shift, right? We're going all over the place today. Actually, the first few questions are more personal, individual, and the next couple are more interpersonal. And then the final ones are more esoteric and cosmic and universal. So if you wanted to have an arc, we do have an arc with your questions. So shame, what purpose, the question is, does shame play in spiritual growth? So again, just a quick recap. Guilt is a feeling we have when we've done something wrong, we've said something that's hurtful, and we make apology for that, in some way. So guilt is actually a healthy emotion. It's like, I hurt you, and you don't always feel guilty, but you know what I'm saying. Guilt is something that can arise. Shame is different because shame says, not just I made a mistake, but I'm a mistake. So shame doesn't have any real grounding because it's simply based in falsehood, because you are not a mistake. None of us are a mistake. All of us are worthy and adequate and enough and lovable. But that's what that comes out of, right? A feeling I am not worthy, I'm not adequate, I'm not lovable in some way. And so out of that is this thing called shame. And as we know, Brene Brown gives this, the social researcher Brene Brown gives the antidote to shame. It lives in secrecy and silence, and so on when we suppress it, judgment. But when we bring it into the light, the single antidote is empathy. And so for the shame, spiritual growth work is shadow work. And shadow is bringing that which has been suppressed into the light, or bringing it to the darkness. You can go either direction with the light, but you're using the light to illuminate whatever it is. And then telling somebody in the presence of somebody who can hold empathy is what allows it to dissolve into the nothingness that it came from. Because it's one of those things that's like a temporarily created thing out of a false belief system. And so I don't want to minimize it because it can be a huge part of, a big thing for people. But I want to encourage people, all of us, to continue to do the shadow work that helps dissipate the shame. And that is the spiritual work that then feeds into the spiritual growth. Because we are now freed up, a lot of our energy is freed up, and we're moving then into a space of recognition of the light and a greater truth of who we are, that we are not that we are not unworthy or inadequate or any of that. In fact, we're quite the opposite. And so it's a coming into truth, is coming into the light. It's coming alive again, right? Okay, so that's a big one. We're going to shake that one off. Okay, so this one's a really good one for our world today. It's about diverse opinions or diverse beliefs. How do you hold your own beliefs but listen to others in a healthy way? And so that is the question of the day, isn't it? And it is important, I think sometimes it's, there are beliefs that, and particularly around faith, and by that I don't mean the beliefs that go along with faith, but just that foundational faith, that there is a loving presence, that there is, that there is something here for me that's bigger than me that I can lean into and that I am a part of, perhaps. Maybe we could all agree on those two, with that, like in those general terms, right? And so there is those points of agreement, and there are those points of faith for ourselves that we might want to have a sense of conviction about. And yet, we want to hold beliefs like this, with the open hand, because it's curiosity that allows us to grow. It's our experience with working with the ideas that come forward in our lives, or the beliefs that we might try on at different points, or resonate with or not resonate with, or grow out of and spiritually mature beyond, whatever it is, that is our trajectory. So I guess what I'm saying is when you are in a conversation with somebody else, and obviously the person who wrote the question earnestly wants to listen to others in a healthy way without getting maybe all stirred up or my way is right and your way is wrong or into those kinds of, black and white thinking types of ways of being that we sometimes can get in our polarized world. So instead of that space, if we can first just know, okay, my beliefs are not under attack here. Nothing's, I know what I believe. And so I can set that aside and I can hear with curiosity what somebody else wants to share. And maybe you don't even have to respond. Maybe you don't feel a need to share your own beliefs even in that scenario. You just want to listen. Or, it depends upon the scenario. And there truly will be times, as Jesus said to his disciples when he was sending them out, would become the apostles, that, when you come to a house where it's just like they don't want anything to do with us, there's enough people to talk about the teachings. Just shake the sand off your sandals and move on. If the conversation's not going anywhere in terms of more compassion, more understanding, not making each other wrong or right, but, or convincing someone else of your opinion or persuading. But just if the idea is like a sharing and an understanding and a compassion and it's not happening, just, move on from the conversation, or in some cases it's the relationship. But I want to encourage us not to do a lot of that, or we'll just have continued polarization, that we keep making bridges with each other and understanding and having compassion. Okay, this one is related also to interrelationship. It was interesting to me how many questions came up that were relational. They're always different, right? Every time we do this, there's different questions, but there was a lot of them that were relational. So that tells me that's kind of up in our community, in our collective mind here, relational questions. This one is, when do you quit helping others when they don't help themselves? Oh, that's a question that's living in the field, huh? Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? It's like, when are you helping and when are you enabling? And there is a line somewhere that only you will know when it's crossed. But I would guess the person who's asking the question might be at the line, right? So when we start asking the question, it's like, when are they finally going to help themselves? I keep helping them, and they, And so here's a very simple example of how we set boundaries, and so on. I had a friend who would borrow money from me a lot years ago. And it happened it wasn't a lot of money. She borrowed a couple times. I was like, yeah, I wanted to help her out. It was okay. But the understanding was it was a borrowing. And it never came back. And so it was just like, okay. And then, the third time it was more money. And then it was always weird energy between us. You know how that happens? So then you've got this going on, this kind of just icky energy. And so I said to her, this is not a loan. I'm going to give you this. It's a gift. And don't ever ask me again, because I'm never going to loan you money again. And then our relationship was fine. She was happy with that, and all was well, right? So sometimes it's about setting firm boundaries and just getting to that point. Now, I realize that I used a pretty simple example, and it could be it's your adult child, and they're having a lot of problems, and you're ready to get them out of the house, or whatever the case may be. It's like it can get a lot stickier. So I understand that. And when I say a parent-child relationship, too, because you're in a role relationship where we just are wired to think parents are to protect and help and guide, but at what point is it really helping? And so it's allowing us to know, to follow our own intuition, to realize actually we are enabling something that isn't healthy for this person, and they need to learn to stand on their own 2 feet, to find other resources, to find the resources within. And so it would be better if I would step back and just hold loving space. You can still participate in that person's highest and best good if you just hold space for them, pray for them, send them blessings, know that the best and highest good can come forth, and it's not yours to do. It's not yours to fix. So I know that can be a tricky one, but if you're asking the question, you're probably at that point where the some kind of boundary needs to be set, whether it's spoken or just acted upon. So similarly, elevating relationships. How can I elevate my relationship with God and with my partner, myself, and others? Well, if we elevate our relationship with God, we're pretty much going to take care of all the others, in my opinion. So, so if we work that spiritual relationship, because everything comes from there. So if we feel a connection to our spirit and we feel a grounding there and we feel like we can lean into that guidance that we get and we can follow that guidance, everything else in our life kind of rolls from there, right? Because we are closer to the source. We are closer to the essence of love, to the spirit of love. We're aligning more with the divine intelligence of the universe. More wisdom is available to us. So then everything else sweetens in our lives. And because we have a more clarity of communication, a clarity of action. So I think work on that first one, elevate, and I love the word elevate. How do I elevate my relationship with God? And so, back to all of our practices, right? And your own practices. What really works for you to feel a sense of the presence, to remember the truth of who you are, and to remember that there is an allness, a spirit that you can also gain energy from and draw wisdom from and be healed by. And so it's accessing that. And how do you best access that? Prayer and meditation, quiet time, nature time, whatever it is for you, movement maybe. Whatever it is that feeds your soul in that deep way, do more of that. And then always, I think, it's always good to also have some edges, have some places where we expand ourselves to elevate our relationship. A couple years ago, I went on sabbatical, and I did two things that were very distinct. I went to Egypt, and I went to Costa Rica. I went to Costa Rica with my family to marry my niece. And that was about family and connection, but it's also being in Costa Rica is very sensual and beautiful and, nature immersed. And then I did a movement workshop. So that was like taking care of the body and the spirit in that way. And the Egypt trip was like very esoteric. The whole thing was very expansive into new ways of thinking and spirituality that I hadn't yet really crossed that frontier as much. And by doing that, I met new people and I got invited to new things, and it expanded my thinking and, people that I might not have tuned into before or listened to, I started listening to and hearing that wisdom and just the wideness and the vastness and the mystery of this universe opened up in a whole new way for me. So that's what I did. But, you will do different ways. It might be by learning. It might be by reading. It might be by going to a workshop or just, hanging out with somebody new and hearing some new ideas. Whatever it is for you that can help ground you in what you do, and then also expand your edges. That will elevate your relationship with spirit, and then, I think follow through with all your other relationships. Okay, one more that is relational. Well, actually, this one is about ourselves and selves. Anyway, let me just read it. How do we, or I, forgive ourselves or myself for errors of the past? Yeah, so it's really more intrapersonal, how do I forgive myself, right? And that's a really, when I hear these questions, I feel, do you feel that? Do you feel that? That's why some of you went, oh, either because you relate or you have that sort of empathetic feeling of like, oh, yeah, to carry something around that, you haven't forgiven yourself for is sad and heavy. And we all want that to be freed for ourselves and for each other. So forgiveness is giving for, right? And it's ultimately, even if we think we're forgiving someone else for something, we're freeing ourselves. That this person is aware that they're actually freeing themselves directly. There's some really wonderful practices out there and programs. One is Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tipping. And we've talked about that before here. It has there's worksheets that are free online. You can just Google radical forgiveness or Colin Tipping and it'll come up. And it helps you, the radical forgiveness steps help you tell the story just as you remember it with all your interpretation, which if you're forgiving yourself probably means you have a lot of judgment in there about yourself and some terrible thing you said or did. And then to feel your feelings around it. Let yourself have those feelings around it. And then move into a factual retelling. And so you just strip it of all its interpretation and what's really happened. Oh, I said this or I did this. Because when you see it just like that, it's like, oh, it wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was, right? So it starts to dissipate the energy already. And then you reframe the story. So those are the steps of radical forgiveness. You could also journal. I've done it before where I just write, I forgive, ... and then I just keep filling in that sentence. And it's remarkable, just if you're just stream of consciousness writing, how after 10 or 20 statements, it starts to shift perhaps, or maybe after 3 statements, it goes, oh, it's something else that I didn't realize, and it's a very freeing process. So those are a couple practices that you might consider for self-forgiveness. Okay, here's one about the community. I'd like to take a pause to let you. How do we as a community handle a complaint about another person in our community? And there's a tag on that kind of gives a window into where the person is with the question. We feel we cannot afford to lose any of our diverse community. So I hear a fear behind how do I handle a complaint about someone in the community when I fear that person might leave the community if I make the complaint known. I think that's what I'm reading into this question. And that's a real big question for our community because it's happened here, right? And we hold the grief around that, I think, of losing people in our community that are really beloved and really active in our community. And people evolve, they grow, they move on. And so it's all a part of our process, isn't it, to be in relationship with one another and to recognize those things are going to happen. And sometimes they're going to happen as a result of bringing forward something into the light that needed to come into the light about somebody's behavior. And so it's a difficult process to walk. And it doesn't always mean just because you raise something that somebody's going to leave. In fact, I think 9 times out of 10, more often it's about directly addressing it with the person to say, hey, when you said that or did that, it was harmful, it was hurtful, or had this impact, and then, I don't know if the person's behavior doesn't change, or if you're not comfortable doing that directly, then, we have processes here. We have behavior policies. You can go to a board member, you can go to me, and we can talk about it. Maybe we'll have a conversation with that person. And, there's a whole process to that. So don't be afraid of a process that is meant to be about truth and reconciliation, about safety in our community, about loving and inclusive space that we want to maintain, and an opportunity for all of us to grow. Whether we've said or done something ourselves or somebody has been hurt by something we've said or done. So I'm glad the question came to the forefront because it's been kind of living in the community and for some people. And I think it's important to know we have processes and we want to remain a community that continues to grow and continues to be a place where people feel really safe to be who they are. And to be supported, and to know when they make a mistake, there's a process, and we can work through that without shame, right? It's not about shame. Okay, wow. Okay, we're moving around now. Do you need a breath between topics? Good to recalibrate for a moment, huh? Yeah. Your questions are so rich; they could each be a full 20-plus minute talk. So maybe that's what I should do at the beginning of the year. You write your questions, and I'll write a talk on each one of your questions. Maybe we'll do that. Let's try it out. I like that idea. Okay, now we're moving into the Bible. Is the Bible the word of truth, or do we pick and choose? Yeah, it's a big one, huh? Because we have certainly been taught, most of us, many of us, that the Bible and if you come through a different spiritual tradition, perhaps the world scripture of your own tradition is the word of truth. And then we get to what is truth? Remember that question that Jesus says, I came into the world to testify to the truth. I was born for this, to testify to the truth. This is why I'm here. And Pontius Pilate at his, 11th hour says, what is truth? And it just hangs out there. Never answered. What is truth? And part of that hanging out there is because, truth is filtered, isn't it? It's filtered through all these different individual minds and hearts and experiences. And so truth is like, it's if we say there's an absolute truth, there's only the absolute close to the source truth, then it's like we can't even talk about it. It's like, and isn't it, there's some traditions where you can't say in Hebrew, or you can't say God, you can't write God. And so, because it's like once you put it into the word, it's like, it deflates, exactly. There's some of that energy is deflated. So it's a big question. So let's get specifically to the Bible. So, if the Bible is, and part of the word of truth here is maybe the literal word of truth, So it's like, I am going to do my best to love my neighbor as myself and to love my God above anything, right? That's true for me. That's resonant for me. That feels like empowering to me and inspiring to me. But I'm not going to go home and sacrifice a cow or, I'm not going to judge myself for wearing mixed fabrics. So there's historical and cultural context. And the Bible was written by human beings. So, yes, it has power in it. Yes, it is sacred. Yes, it is powerful. And there's pick and choose. Yes, pick and choose. That's the answer. Pick and choose, because in one day, something's going to really inspire you, and another day, something else is going to catch your attention. But you don't have to just swallow the whole thing like, this is it. You got to, follow all the literal words of this. It was written, hundreds of years ago. That doesn't resonate for me. So that's not my truth, but it could be yours. And I don't mean to make fun of it. If it is your truth, it is your truth. And that's powerful for you. Then all of it is true for you, and you live all of it to the best of your ability, and it inspires you in all ways. So, yeah, it's a big question. I thank you for the question. There's a similar one about that we are, through the Christian traditions, we have been familiarized, and even in New Thought, with Paul's teachings mostly as a follower of Jesus. And so we say in Unity, we don't so much align with the label of Christianity, but we do follow the teachings of Jesus. And that's more, culture has defined Christianity in a different way, but we feel like we follow the teachings of Jesus, the essence of love, healing, inclusivity, forgiveness, compassion, all the things that he appeared to embody, justice, all of that. So the person asked, who's very well-read, clearly, says, how can we claim to follow the teachings of Jesus when all we have is basically one perspective that was canonized? And there's James the Just and Mary Magdalene, that, there's historical writings that say they were the earliest followers, and yet those aren't the teachings that were given widely, yet now they are available, right? So just as this person who answered the question, and the person wrote a lot about James the Just and Mary Magdalene and the sites and the places where they've learned information about these historical documents that have been through the Catholic Church. So that's how she came to this I just gave away her gender, sorry. I was trying so hard to keep it very neutral. But anyway, she came to this through reading, through knowledge, right? And so now she's saying, we don't even have the full picture, right? Some of you are familiar with the Gnostic Gospels that were found in Egypt and the sayings of Jesus from the Gospel of Thomas. It expands our understanding. And some of those Gospels that are said to be the secret teachings that he gave to his disciples directly that didn't get canonized by the men who decided that these are the ones that are going to be canonized and the rest are going underground. So they literally went underground and they were hid in caves in Egypt and found much later. So now we have this plethora of teachings and writings available to us. Do we say, well, that's not the word of truth, but this is? I don't know. You got to read it and see and what feels for you, what resonates for you. I find some of the sayings in the Gospel of Thomas powerful and inspiring and, just like bring forth what is within you and it will save you. Don't bring forth what is within you and it'll destroy you. It's like, whoa, that's some like in-your-face kind of teaching, right? But it gets your attention and it's like, wow, yeah, I have this inside of me. I was created with this magnificent, I was created with this kind of connection to the divine intelligence of the universe. I only use some tiny percentage of my brain, I circulate around all these negative emotions and let myself be, weighted down by the weight of the world. And yet there is this waiting, this magnificence awaiting, available. And so it's like when we can read something, touch something true for us that wakes us up, that carries us forward, I say, that's true. That's true for us. That's what we want to follow. So we follow the teachings as best as we feel into, and they don't just sit in words in Scripture. The teachings are about relationship. So the teachings are about our experience with the Christ in us, with the biblical, maybe historical Jesus or other deities or master teachers that you feel connected to. It's your experience with those things that makes it come alive, and you can follow those without even having something to read about it. So it can be very powerful, Scripture, and it's true in the eyes of the beholder and experiencer, in the heart of the beholder. Which brings us to evil. I don't think we can do one of these without evil coming up. So it says, Spirit works through us, even when people do evil things, ? Why does evil even exist? Yeah. What's that? Softball? Yeah. So, in a way, it doesn't exist. Evil doesn't exist. I mean, it is a temporal kind of existence. So, I think Charles Fillmore nailed this one. He's our co-founder of Unity, if you don't know. And he has this quote on evil where he calls it a parasite. And so the likeness is that evil is a parasite, he says, and it lives essentially as long as the parent will host it. So if you stop feeding it, what does it do? It dies, right? If you sever the relationship with it, it diminishes. There's no life of itself. It has to live piggybacked onto our thoughts, our minds, whatever it is that we are going to feed the field. We'll feed the field of fear, right? And then we create something, and then we create behavior, and then the behaviors happen, and we look around the world and we point to that and we go, that's evil. That's evil behavior. Well, okay, it might seem like evil behavior, but it doesn't exist in and of itself. You see? And so if that person who's perpetuating evil behavior decides, I'm going to sever that relationship, and I'm going to turn instead to connection, to love, to whatever it is that will help break that connection, then it falls away. So it does have, why does evil exist? Well, I mean, there's lots of reasons we could, free will is a simple answer, I guess. It can be much more complex than that. But we do have free will. That's part of the beauty of the diversity of our creation, is that we have an opportunity to constantly evolve And so when we talked a lot about this last week, when there's contrast in the world, that's how we grow. When there's a sense of duality in the world, that's how we grow back into oneness, back into the essence of love that we come from, is by being able to see the difference. The fish doesn't know it's in the water until it's out of the water, and then it goes, oh, what is that thing I was just in, swimming around in, that was so wonderful? I want to get back in that. It's like we come into the world and it's like, oh, where's that like loving oneness experience I was having? Now there's, wow, this diversity, but isn't it beautiful and isn't it amazing? And this is our training ground. This is our place to experience and grow through that. So I guess evil can be a part of that. It's not something any of us wish for or desire, but it can certainly be something that happens and then does help us grow, knowing all the while that it really doesn't have any permanent existence. So. Okay, we have time for 2 more. How you guys feeling? You getting tired? Had enough? Okay. We could make it a little cooler in here, Mike. Okay. Oh, he's trying to cool it off. We're amazing with our body heat in here. So this one is sometimes this kind of Sunday is called Stump the Minister. So I looked at these because a lot of times we just have a mic that we're passing because we don't get very many of these the week before. But I looked at these, and this one I had to read a few times. I was like, very interesting. So it's on creativity, essentially. It says, in A Course in Miracles, Jesus says the highly specific nature of invention is not worthy of the abstract creativity of God's creations. What is abstract creativity? What is it? Yes, good question. So I think what this is getting at is that creativity can happen on all these different levels, right? So we can create something that we're going to put something together, and we've got wood and a measuring tape and a saw and nails. And so there's measurements and there's pieces, and that's a very specific, like this it says, a very specific nature of invention, the highly specific nature of invention. It's got all these parts and pieces. Abstract creativity is bigger than that. It's like, humanity was created. And so there's like this it's like that, again, kind of getting closer to the source, closer to that divine intelligence of the universe. It's the big ideas. It's metaphysical, I guess you could say, beyond physical. So abstract is beyond the physical. So we're not just talking about something I create that I put my hands around. It's something else. It's like we create love. We say we make love. And that's an abstract creation, isn't it? I mean, you can't like point to it, but it's an abstract creation. And that is getting close to the source of how things get created from that spiritual sense. So I believe that's the distinction that's being made here, is that abstract creativity that we are all aware of and available, and then it's available to us, is a higher form, essentially is what this is saying. It's a higher form of creativity than a very specific kind of inventive kind of creativity. It doesn't mean they're not connected. It doesn't mean there couldn't be a bridge, that we might have some okay, let's just go back to the source and say, humankind was created, right? And then think about how the human body works. It's like, so out of this amazing idea that said, I don't know, spirit, how it's going to work, but it's just like, we're going to make this thing called humans, and they're going to be on earth. And then think about the body. It's like the heart that beats, the lungs that breathe, the eyes that see, like the magnificence of the body. Was all of that pre-thought out, or did it come from an abstract creativity and then it flowed into maybe some specificity of how it could work? So does that make sense? Or are we all just kind of scratching our heads on this one still? Okay, one more. What do you feel or believe would be the spiritual and ontological significance? You guys are smarty pants. I have to look up your words. of humanity definitively finding out we are not alone and not the only intelligent life in the universe and perhaps on our planet? Well, I'm going to just say it depends on how we respond to what we discover. Because if we are looking at other life forms as something to fear or to judge or to dissect and experiment on or whatever it is that we do, out of just a scientific kind of, curiosity, or these other sort of push away, then, that's not going to be super productive for us. But if instead we take an approach of love and curiosity, I think that could be a really amazing expansion for us. I liken it to, have you ever been to another country, like maybe a tropical country for the first time, and you saw a star fruit for the first time, or one of those fruits that has spikes, or what do they call that? Those dragon fruit. Now we have access to those things, but the first time you encounter it, it's like something from outer space, right? Wow, I've never seen this before. This is crazy. What is this? It's a form of life, right, that you didn't know before. So, are you afraid of it? Are you going to try it? Are you going to go, ooh, that's ugly fruit, right? We have one that's called ugly fruit. How are you going to respond to it? That's the key here. And I believe if we respond with open-mindedness, with curiosity, with love, then this idea of other life forms is here to elevate us, to expand us, to allow us to wonder about who we really are, what this universe really is about. What is this thing we call God? It's just like it opens the door, does it not? And so I believe it all comes down to how we respond. That would be the significance of humans finding out that we are not alone and we are not the only intelligent life. Because if we go the other way and we judge and try to bottle up and, fear whatever it is that comes our way, then that's just going to create more problems. And maybe even more temporary evil upon the earth. We don't want any more of that, do we? So love and curiosity, those are the words of the day, I guess. Thank you all so much for your questions. And I want to remind you again that you have the answers within you. So I hope that during this time this sparked how you would respond to that question, and maybe spark some more questions that you have. And I'm not kidding about that idea of maybe if you want to float ideas for talks, things you'd like to have a talk on, questions you have, I will definitely take all that into prayer and consider that a community series. Well, let's close out with an affirmation about appreciating our curiosity. I invite you to say this with me. My curiosity deepens and lightens my spiritual path. And so it is.
Help me. Oh, there's an announcement over here? Okay.
Yeah, keep playing.
I love it when you,
Okay, we got the facilitator comments.
Okay. We are so blessed to have such an open community where we can talk about anything and question everything that's out there. That gives us such places to grow from, and I appreciate everything you share with us every week, and the questions were wonderful. Thank you. And
And the answers are wonderful.
oh, yes.
Thank you. Our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. If you're a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the purple stoles.
And whether you have a joy or concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving.
Yes.
I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
And for your convenience, there's a variety of ways to financially give to our community, shown on the screen in front of you. And for those watching online, there's a donate button on the Watch Live page. We encourage everyone to sign up for regular automatic giving to Unity using your bank's free bill service. Let's Go and Let's Flow, that's the name of the Board of Trustees auto giving campaign. Our goal is to enroll 26 new Unity participants, and for this you can see Lola or Jen on the patio today to learn more about and receive a unique gift for you.
Right. Nicely done, Lee. Nicely done. At this point, I invite you to take your tithe, your offering, your well wishes, and in your hand and in your heart, and repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful. So it is. Thank you, thank you.
You ready? Yeah. Me too. I love you guys. Here you just. So here we are on planet Earth, looking for mirth, maybe rebirth. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's rough, but I'm here to learn stuff. God made Earth as a big classroom with food, water, air, and a sun and a moon. Put us all down here in the buff. We're here to learn stuff. Interact with other human beings, animals and nature and our own feelings. Staying on Earth till we get enough.
We're here to learn stuff. Hey, I learned how to drive, learned how to travel. Ooh. Sometimes on soft moss, sometimes on gravel. Asking for directions, that makes me unravel.
You're a guy.
But I'm here to learn stuff.
I'm here to get this stuff down, so I don't gotta go around on the wheel again. You can have a lot of things like money and fame. They might go up in smoke, they might go up in flame. A handful of diamonds go up in a puff. Yoga.
Green tea.
Feeling alright. Thinking about that pink and white light. Rise from the bickering. Rise from the heat. Satisfy my soul. Be wise and upbeat. Love everything from the rocks to the fluff.
We're here.
Yeah, I got that straight. We're here to learn stuff. Thank you. Good singing. Good singing. We like to thank the crew up in the booth because they always are amazing every single time. Thanks.
I love it. We are here to learn stuff. What a perfect song, perfect for today. All right. Well, here we have the abundance, and we're going to practice some abstract creativity. And imagine, because we know this is true, when we bless something, we multiply something. And so you imagine whatever is here, however much money is here, we have the power to multiply it. And that prosperity, that abundance, that consciousness, that possibility doesn't feel like I'm giving something up, but I'm participating in a greater abundance experience for this ministry, for our community, and for beyond, all those who are blessed by it. So as we bless it, know that you are participating in that kind of power. And the blessing is up on the screen. Together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. Thank you. So I hear their kids are having so much fun over in their area. They're not coming in today. I know. We love to see them. So we're going to just bless them from here. And since they're not in here, we can also bless the child within us. We can take that opportunity. So together, children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. So it is. This is our closing song, so if you want to stand, we invite you to stand. If you want to just be in your own space, put your hands on your heart. If you want to hold a hand next to you, put your hands out. Whatever's comfortable for you.
All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Now I know all is good, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Now I know all is love, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Now I know all is one, holy, holy. In my heart and my soul, now I know all is one, holy, holy.
You are the love and the curiosity on earth right now. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy.